Hi, everyone, and it's Monday. Sorry, let me get my shit together. Anyways, hi, everyone. Welcome to Dire Bear Venturing Company. It is Monday, which means it's time for the Escorts with these hooligans and rabble-rousers. We have one that is not on camera, but is with us still nonetheless. So let's go around real quick. We have Maddie, who is playing Zastari. We have V, who's playing as Ezra. We have Eric, who is playing as Satiel. Sarah, who is playing as Zora. Steve, who is going to be playing once more Mellow. And off camera, we have Molly, who will be playing Tangaroa. And our special guest, again, joining us is JT, who is playing as Bodek. Last episode, there was a rescue, or attempts were made. Zastari was rescued from her brother, who was nefarious, thanks to the mysterious stranger with long, luscious locks and a blue cloak. They ended up absconding with the horses, and the party caught up to them eventually, back closer to the tavern, realizing that they had overshot where they were camping for the night and then had to turn back south. Back at the camp, the carnival was in full swing. The acrobats were going, and Zora had had enough of their shit from the night before, so she went in and did plant growth right in the middle of all that's going on. Amongst the screams and cries from the people, as people started to get overgrown with vines, Thaddeus made his way back into the tavern to apologize after seeing Zastari there. Pleading the whole situation as you would. I needed the money. I was young. I was dumb. It was last month's episode, or last month's issue. Anyways, he was given not really forgiveness, but more of a, you're going to have to live with what you've done. And with 2 new horses, one of which Zora has already claimed.
Buttercup is sweet.
Buttercup it is. Has already claimed Buttercup for her own, and the people of the way station there are still making their way in. Most of the screaming has subsided, and eventually rest finds you all. The next morning, Hannah is first up, and she looks excited. She's already bustling about the room where the ladies are staying. And she's not being quiet about it either. She's knocking around. And she has an excited look on her face, which we will get into more in a moment. I feel like I haven't done this in forever because I missed 2 weeks. So we're going to do a recap on that, which is done. Now we're going to talk about Winter Fantasy. As you know, there were several of us that made our way up to the icy north at Winter Fantasy, and we had a blast. We ran a bunch of games of D&D. The icy north being north for me. Okay, shut up.
The icy east.
Icy east for some of you. Less cold south for others. Anyways, much D&D was played. A lot of fun. If you get a chance to make it next year, please join us. It is a small thing, but there is lots to do in D&D, and you get a really intimate moment with all the DMs, even though you might see all of them, because it is a smaller convention. There's not as many DMs, and it's a very much more personal effect thing. Even the vendor hall was very small, so you got a chance to get to know people as opposed to being rushed around through everything. And even though it just all D&D, I played Living Taldore. That's correct. It is the D&D Adventures League version of Taldore, the campaign setting. So it was a lot of fun. I also got to play a few games where I brought out Waylon and I brought out Orbach, and Misty stepped into the air and grappled a demon to the ground, because that's fun. Met new friends, drank some, played a lot of games that weren't D&D related, and I got to hug people in person, and it was fantastic. So please join us next year. Steve and I cuddled for a little bit. He definitely prefers to be the big spoon, just so you guys are aware.
I ship it.
What would our couple name be? Heave? The thought of us together, what makes you want to do it?
Just names.
Dry heave right there.
Or Steve.
Anyways, Steve.
I like Steve.
Isn't
Personally.
that a character from, or a race from Oddworld?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know coming up soon, the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. I always reverse those. I will be running games as Dire Bear. It will not be Venturely Games. It will actually be Dire Bear Games. We are currently working on the game is called Turn of Fortune, and it is a lot of puzzles and some combat and a lot of fun. So come and join me there. That is April the 18th and 19th, if I'm not mistaken. I will confirm those dates for you at a later time. I am up in the air about Origins. I may or may not make it there for Origins. However, I can guarantee you that you can find me and my beautiful co-DM Maddie, as we will both be going to that. And that is in Indianapolis in the summertime, which it actually turns the city, like, don't say double, but it makes the population go up quite a bit. I had a blast last year doing it, so I'm looking forward to it again. I'll be there running Adventure League games all weekend, probably, just like I did last week. However, they did give us some good news about changing up the style of it. So if you can't make a con anywhere else, I really suggest Gen Con, the granddaddy of them all. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. The cosplay people are out in full force. Last year, I had a picture of who she had taken the time to embroider the entire coat, so it looked fantastic, handmade it. So yeah, come out. That's going to be July through
the end
like
of July, the beginning of August. Also,
August
Caps,
2nd.
you need to check your connection. You're cutting in and out and lagging just a little bit.
Connection looks good. I can rejoin. Is the video good?
The video seems fine. It's just the audio.
All right, let's try. Hang on just 1 second here. All right, let's check that out now and see how that goes.
So far, so good.
Excellent. So, Gen Con, again, the end of July, so July 30th through August 2nd. That's in Indianapolis, Indiana. Go ahead and make plans now to join us, see us there. Again, I know right now that's Maddie and I are going to be there for that one. But definitely, like I said, next year, if you guys can make Winter Fantasy, please do. It's a lot of fun. And it's a small one, so you can get in and meet everybody. Do you guys have any other conventions up there Canada way or in your neck of the wood there, Steve? No? Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Our next one's not till May.
Not quite. If you're in the Toronto area and attending Comic-Con, I will be there on Saturday.
When is that?
The 21st of March.
Okay. Month, please, because the 21st of
March.
this month is yet. Okay.
March.
So 21st of March.
Yeah, and I'll be wearing Cade, so.
Awesome. Which, if you haven't seen the Cade 6 costume, it is phenomenal. It is top notch. There's a reason why she does this so well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the game. Welcome to Monday Night in the Escorts. Hannah is bouncing around the room, gathering up all of her belongings and stacking them away, ready to make way. She looks at all of you, kind of bleary-eyed probably, and says, "So, are we finished here, ready to move along?"
I suppose so, if, Zora, if you're ready, of course.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop a letter off at wherever there's places to drop letters off here, and I'll be ready.
Certainly. You think the fellas are ready to go?
We could go knock on their door until they are.
I'll be honest, I don't know too much about the gentleman that helped me, but I have a feeling he might be a morning person.
Struck me as the kind to be... Struck me as the sort of to be ready to go any time of day.
I'm gonna go drop off my letter. I'll meet you guys downstairs.
Certainly. And with that, she starts heading out of the room. Any other preparations you need to make? Anything else you'd like to do before we go ahead and head on to the gentleman? All right. There is a hearty bang at the door, as though tiny fists were pounding on the lower part of the door, making it kind of rattle and shudder in its place.
I go open the door.
Standing before you is a halfling woman. She probably comes to about right over 3 feet tall. She has dark red hair, and it's kind of currently an unkempt mess that's pulled into a loose ponytail. And she looks up at you and sort of puts one hand on her hip. And who might you be?
Good morning! Good to see that you're ready too. I'm fully donned in my armor and everything else. I'm Barak. Put my hand out. Nice to meet you. What is your name?
Name's Hannah. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Perfect. Hannah. So, I'm assuming you're part of this whole adventuring group here.
Sure. Primary investor.
Primary investor.
Bankroller.
Benefactor, if you will.
If you will.
Benefactor.
Patron. Benefactor sounds a lot better than patron, though. So, benefactor it is. Yes, I'm the benefactor of this group.
Well, I don't know what that is, so I will just say you're part of the group.
Right. You looking to make away for coin? I don't have a contract with you. Not really one for variable agreements, so I'd have to draw some. If you're looking to join on.
Well, I will eventually have to move on and do my own thing, but if I could stay with you for another day or two,
All right.
would that be okay?
I'm not paying you for any of your expenses.
That is perfectly okay. Everything has already been out of pocket out of me, so it's okay.
All right. Well, rouse the fellas around. I'm ready to set off for this place. Staying around in a way station's no way to live a life.
Perfect. Okay. Come on, boys! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
What state is Tongaroa in right now?
Christ.
I'm fine. I didn't drink last
Oh,
night,
that's
so
right.
I'm
You
all
did not
right.
drink last night. It was the night before.
No, I'm okay.
Other than the fact that Boddick is walking around the room, smacking his hands together, yelling, "Wake up, boys!"
Honestly, I think Tonga would be up. Not early, like with the sun, but an early riser, so he probably would be getting up, but not fully awake.
I think we're forgetting Archibald.
Archibald!
Yes, Boddick, by the way, in the room, along with the boys, is a very robust-looking chicken, a rooster, mind you.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
He's sleeping
And
on
once
like
he's
mellower.
up, I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's like having a child.
Mm-hmm.
Currently cooing in your ear softly is Archibald, who's making that.
It's alright. He's with us.
Are
This
you
is
talking to
this is-
Archibald?
Oh, yes.
The chicken seems to make its way over to where you're at, Boddick, and starts to kind of like scratch and peck at the ground where you're standing.
Hey! Not at my feet. Come on. Those are mine.
He seems to take no more interest in you and wanders back over to where Mello is sitting.
Okay. That is
You're
all.
accepted as part of the group now. Congrats.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Ezra's definitely the last one up today. Don't know why.
The smells of fresh cooked breakfast and foods are rising up to the floor, filling the entirety of the large building with just the wonderful smells.
He doesn't
And
even
before
open
you know
He doesn't even open his eyes. He just sits up. I smell food.
it, with his eyes closed still.
Yep.
Food. Leaving the door open, Archibald must have taken note as well as he starts strutting out the door towards what appears to be the stairs going down for food. I assume you all get up, as unless there's anything in particular, we're just going to hand wave a bit of this here.
Good.
Breakfast is well served, and you are tended well. You find yourselves set out before the horses, which Hannah finds interesting that there are two more, understanding that one of those is Buttercup, and the other one is...
Mine.
She doesn't... Oh, yours. Right.
Well,
That's fine.
he's mine now.
I'm not quite sure what happened after you were absconded with, and I'm not really sure that I want to ask questions of that sort. Do we have to be concerned about it happening again, though?
More than likely.
Good to know. Good to know.
I don't think in the near future, but more than likely.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I assume then that will not be... Is there any place north of here, since that's the way they headed, that we need to avoid with any sort of care?
That would be Pendletonville City.
Oh, good. We don't need to go that way anyway. We can take the old North Road straight through the Barrenwald and head out. We'll have to cross the opens into Ferryton, but then we can catch passage north across the strait onto the island. Anybody have any oppositions to that?
Sounds marvelous.
We have to cross more water?
Yes, it's a...
Zestari, how about I teach you how to swim?
Donnie regularly run colder than most folk. More to the point, and she looks at you, Zestari. Does your blood run colder than most folk around here?
That's a very interesting question to ask. Physically, probably not. Metaphorically, probably.
The waters of the strait aren't ones for you to be fallen into.
Yes, well, the ocean water isn't one for you to fall into either, and well, that happened as well. So.
True.
I like the water.
No, more to the point, actually, she's saying that your internal body temperature will lower to very dangerous levels if you fall in.
What the sassy one said.
Ezra, if we can find water that isn't going to kill me the moment I get into it, sure, I would love for you to teach me how to swim. But all of that aside, I would prefer if we got going before the circus troupe got up.
And you can see, though, that there are already some that are cutting away through a path, cutting away like the growth, the vines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if it comes up, I did learn a spell recently that I've been working on for a little bit of time. That as long as we have a place to, stay or camp out at, and y'all don't mind bunching up some, I can actually protect us with my magic while we rest.
You're turning out to be rather useful then, aren't you? With that, she mounts up onto her small pony, gives it and starts taking off. The ride through this part of the Barrenwald is not too bad. The road rises and falls and crests over hills, and you can see rocky outcroppings and low hills, trees that don't support much in the way of big, thick coniferous trees, firs, and cedars and things like that. The forest has that wonderful, like, loamy, piney smell that you get from a pine forest or from a forest where a lot of conifers grow. And it's pretty easy loping. The air around you kind of sits chill in the air. There's not enough humidity to make any moisture with, but it's definitely a cold day. You find Hannah eventually reaching into her saddlebag and taking out a blanket that she wraps around herself, and as she rides along. Along with Hannah, who's leading the way, who else is up front?
I'll probably be up in the front.
All right.
Ezra would go up with them.
Yeah, okay, same here.
All right.
Zor's in the
So-
middle, sweet talking her horse.
So like the four of you are riding down the street like the monkeys all locked in arms, but you're all on a horseback. So Hannah is up front. Give me a perception check from those of the rest of you who are leading the way.
Oh, that's gonna be nothing for me this time.
Cool.
12.
Natural 1.
Well, the good thing is you can't fail a skill check. So what's your
That
total
puts-
on that?
Mello, say
That puts
this.
me at a 2.
7.
Oh lord.
The
12.
highest is a 12.
Mm-hmm.
And
My
Hannah, come on,
past
Hannah.
I love that the perceptive ones are at the back.
I am perceptive. You f off. I just rolled a 5. I'll fight.
I mean, that is pretty good. You are riding along and you notice, Ezra, that Hannah's head is dropping into her chin every once in a while. And you kind of ride up close to her right about the time she starts to slip sideways.
Ooh.
And
Can I
you
try
just
and
kind of
catch her?
reach over. Yeah, you reach over quickly. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
19.
Okay. Yeah, you easily grab hold of her and she comes awake and does that thing where she like swings her hand up and then she realizes, what you were doing. And she kind of straightens herself up in the saddle and she kind of looks around. You guys have been riding for probably 3 hours or more at this time. And she's just kind of like shakes her head and she says, I think perhaps it's time for a bit of a rest, if you don't mind.
Of course, Hannah, did you not rest last night?
Fitfully so. It's a bit of trouble. Seem to be wandering my way.
Do you care to share?
I don't care to disturb or alarm anyone, so I'll keep it amongst my own.
Hannah, no matter what, we're traveling with you. If something is wrong, we should. Maybe not all of us need to know, but if you are worried about something, one or two of us could know. I don't mind.
I'm just really eager to get back home and offload this item that I've got on me.
Is it the item? Do you wish for me to carry it?
No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Everything's alright.
Zora's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
At the time, I'll call back to the rest of the group that we're going to stop to rest for a bit. Hannah has asked for a small break.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
It's only
And-
been in a couple hours. Is she okay?
Just tired, it seems.
Hmm.
Turning back to Hannah, I will offer to if she wishes, she can ride with me for more of the travels, just in case like she doesn't get any rest
Mm-hmm.
when we do push on afterwards.
Sure. So, who cast Detect Magic?
Sora.
This is Zora. Looking at you can see the glow of something in her pack, and you are familiar with the shape of it.
Yeah. She it's more muffled than it was before, right?
Yes, because it's in the pack.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that had it been out in full view, it'd have been the same effect that you had last time, where it's like, oh,
I can't see anything now.
That's bright. I'm blind. Yay!
Save me, Buttercup.
Save me, Buttercup. You're my only hope.
Well, I mean, if Buttercup's anything like those horses from Skyrim, they just do not give a fuck. If anything within a half mile wants to kill you dead, they will not stop until they're dead.
Yes, Buttercup is now the second or her combat pet, but she'll just be like, I can scout ahead a bit just to make sure we're good.
Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna rest for like half an hour, I can go about 15 minutes ahead and then come back.
She kind of says, nods her head up and down. That'd be much appreciated.
Okay.
As soon as she's on the ground and like sitting against a log or something, you watch as her head dips immediately and she is out cold.
Oh,
Hmm.
someone is all tuckered out.
She was. It's odd because she was very, very excited and energetic when we woke this morning.
And she slept through the night.
Could be something like. Well, it could be something like what Ezra had.
Hopefully not. That was.
That's true.
I mean, I slept soundly. Well, soundly in a nightmare, but
Yes, I don't believe they'll be interacting with you anymore, as I've been using my magics to protect you as you sleep.
And Ezra, since you were kind of like there with her, when she climbed down her satchel, Zora, where you saw the glow, she has it on her chest and she's like clutching the straps of the satchel, which is still around her neck. She's just holding on to them. But you can see her hands are clenched around them.
perhaps the item?
It could be because it's in that bag there.
Well, do
There
we want
are.
to give it a try?
I don't know if we could get it off of her.
Oh,
We'd
It-
wake
or,
her.
it would.
I
It would.
can get
It would
it
be
off her.
best. It would be best not to. There are many documented cases of powerful magical items, and at times having adverse effects upon those that hold them, if they aren't prepared to interact with the arcane energies of the weave that inhabit them.
She knows more about what it is than we do.
That's true.
Has she been sleeping with it in the room?
Has
Like on her
Has
person?
she?
It's been in her satchel, but you don't think she's been sleeping with it like in the bed with her, cradling it like a teddy bear or anything.
Hmm.
Okay, I asked because I'd have been up for the last 4 hours that she was sleeping. Was she clutching that satchel or not?
No,
Okay.
she was not.
No, this seems to be new.
Well,
Perhaps she's just nervous to go home.
or
I understand that feeling all too well.
well,
Well, if we're going to be staying here, might as well rest.
yes. Give me 10 minutes, and Satya will start. He'll sit down next to Hannah and start messing with one of his his ritual tome, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 minutes later, Dome of Force just.
No.
Let me know how long are we gonna rest for an hour, 2 hours?
Well,
Give her.
however long you want to. This will last for 8 hours as long as I stay within it.
Perhaps we give her maybe an hour. I've offered for her to ride with me once we travel again in case this does happen, but she can still rest while riding with me if worst comes to worst.
Oh.
If she does ride with me, that is.
I'll scout ahead a little bit, and if anything happens, I'll send Axel back here, and then I'll be turning around as well.
Okay.
I'll start setting up a fire. Trying to. Maybe go forage for some sticks.
All right. Go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
Survival check. I'm good at those.
Foraging.
Survival check. Survival check.
Yes.
Roll the survival.
Alright, this is taking me where is it? There it is. That's a 5.
Yeah, you find some small ones, and then like a couple of saplings that you like try to start breaking, but they're green, and you realize that most of the ones you're stripping off are green as well. So you're like,
I would ask Tongaro to come with me.
Yeah, I'd go and help.
okay.
So as we're walking and whatnot. So you and Zestari, I hear had a quarrel.
Yeah, I suppose. It wasn't a she had invited some of the members of the party to participate in a fighting pit. Essentially, it's not really my scene, but she'd reassured me that it wouldn't be to the death or anything like that, and that there would be money involved, some gold, and reluctantly I said sure, and I ended up winning and gaining the gold, and she thought me selfish for keeping it for myself. And I guess she's been mad at me since. I don't know.
She's mad at you for keeping the gold that you won.
Yeah.
Do I believe that?
Insight? I mean,
8. Jeez.
it's not that you believe it. It's more like you don't know them enough to know if that conflict would be right.
She called me selfish because I wanted to purchase myself some armor that I have being made for me.
Okay.
And I suppose it's grown ever since then. She's been, I don't know if it's overly critical or not, but
So there are more instances between you two?
I mean, no, I don't engage in anything. I don't hold anything bad against her.
The way she was talking as if something recent had happened. That she had yelled at you for.
She thinks I acted foolish. I was putting others' lives in danger, which I might have acted without thinking, but it was never out of ill intent. It was only for the...
What exactly happened with that situation?
Turna, did we lose you? Oh.
There it
okay,
is.
yes. Solid yes.
Yep.
Solid copy.
Copy.
Oh, she's back.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Molly, check your connections to make sure everything's plugged in properly.
Yeah, there was someone clicking. I'm not too sure who it was, though.
Okay.
Well, back at the camp.
Oh.
Hello again.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
There you go.
yes, but you're very faint.
You're very faint.
I'm really faint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like you're really far away.
Maryland is pretty far away.
It is. How's that?
No.
Not any better.
No.
You
If
can
anything,
hate
maybe
me all you
worse.
want, but we know better. Listen.
Listen.
Is that better?
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. Sorry.
Are you eating
What-
the microphone?
What I had done is I had wanted to go check and see if something was safe, perhaps a little foolishly, and I think it knew I was there. And then another moment, she had asked me to assist her, maybe a bit later than I had actually gone to help her, but I got worried and I didn't want her to be alone for too long because we were in a strange place, and where I come from, we believe in strength in numbers, and being alone is never a good thing. So I went after her, and she says that she got caught because of me. And I don't want to hurt anybody.
Well, I mean, I wasn't there for the situation, but it seems like both of you just have conflicting ideals.
That's an understatement.
Yes. But so she told you to stay back.
She did, but she had instructed me to come if she had not returned in about 15 minutes, but I got a little too worried too fast.
So you waited 5?
More like 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Mhm, mhm.
So basically you don't trust her.
No, it's not that I don't trust her, it's that I get worried. Being alone it's a great fear of mine. And I'd rather us all be together than us be separate.
You have to realize if you try and control people like you do, you will eventually push them away even farther. This is why
Right.
something like this had happened.
Hmm.
You're a follower of the gods as well, aren't you?
I am.
Which one?
Well, for where we come from, we have a couple different names, but we primarily, I believe the name that you use is a Wadivan, goddess of the water.
Perfect. What even?
We go through we travel a lot by the water.
Well, I could only assume, seeing as you have scales.
Yeah.
But so then, if you're a follower of the gods and whatnot, you fight more or less like me. What oath have you chosen?
Devotion.
Devotion.
Where we come from, we would prefer to resolve things peacefully rather than with violence. However, if it gets out of hand too fast, we are definitely not beyond fighting.
But who do you devote yourself to?
Sorry, say that again.
Who do you devote yourself to?
My people.
Your people. Okay.
Of course.
So then, does this group equal your people as well?
Oh, I think of them like my people.
But they're not your people. Not
No.
not in the physical sense.
Right. No.
They grew up in a whole different lineage and lines and whatnot, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you got worried. That's perfectly okay. But you ended up not trusting Zestari.
No, it's not that I don't trust her. I guess I just think it's I do think it just comes down to worry, but if there is some sort of unconscious untrusting, then I am not sure. Maybe, but I think she's very capable of handling herself. But you know, like
Yes. No, I get it. Worry is a perfect thing, especially when you're in the family.
yeah.
But you have to learn to let go of your worry about other people. Have you ever planted a garden?
Oh no. We harvest from the land.
So you harvest. Okay, so foragers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perfect. So maybe I will tell you something, but well, it might not make too much sense if you're willing to listen.
Of course.
During my training years ago, our teachers told us to till a garden and plant and make things grow. So one year I planted carrots. They grew nice and plentiful, big, beautiful carrots. And I thought, you water them, you make them grow, and done. That's it. You just make sure that there are no bugs. The next year I planted them again, but they came in, well, not so big. And I did not know why. So I kept trying to force feed the water, tried to make sure there was nothing in the way, and It just never happened. So, what I did was I planted something new. And lo and behold, the next thing I planted grew bigger than what the carrots did. And they were onions, because apparently, if you plant onions after you plant carrots, you get different yields. Because I think it's because the minerals in the lands and whatnot. But the point of the story is, don't plant carrots.
Oh, okay. What's a
No.
carrot?
Exactly.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Don't plant carrots, ladies and gentlemen. Words of wisdom right there.
No.
Tonga is like
But-
doing the thing where he's like pointing with one hand and like very confusedly trying to tie this all together. Like,
What I mean is, people grow in different environments and people grow in different saturations. And me, I'm a part of the redemption oath, so I'm all about growth. What's going on here is basically you're so stuck in your one way of thinking that you've inadvertently harmed your group. I think what you need to do is sit back and let people do and trust in on their abilities and just believe that they can do it.
yes, I think you're right. Father kind of threw me into this whole thing without giving me much of an idea of what to do.
Don't worry. When we all start something, we still have no idea what we're doing. But the more you do something, the more you learn and you grow. As long as you're accepting of the growth that comes with it.
Of course.
That is redemption, is what we call.
Well, I'm always happy to learn.
Good. Alright, let's go back. Hana's
okay.
getting cold.
Okay, yeah.
Zora, as you're scouting out ahead, please give me a nature check. As you are watching Hannah carefully, actually, give me a perception check. As you're watching her closely.
22 on nature.
Okay.
Sorry, perception on me?
Yes, perception for Ezra, please.
Okay. Sorry, I heard. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
That is a solid 15.
Okay. You can see that she is. If you've watched somebody breathe when they're sleeping, it's a very rhythmic, slow up and down. You can see that her chest is moving in heaves, and it's almost so rapid that it looks like she's panting. As you're watching her, she immediately sits bolt upright, and then like stands up quickly, and she says, "No, no, 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 no," and breaks forwards towards the horses.
No, Hana. I'm going to try and grab her really quick.
Okay, give me an athletics, or excuse me, actually,
If you have a grapple.
yeah, give me an athletics.
Athletics?
Yep.
Tackle the halfling.
23. That was a 16 on the die.
She is wriggling in your hands, and you can hear her voice is tearful and pleading with you. Please, no, you've got to let me go. You have to let me go. They're almost here. They're almost upon us. You're in danger.
What
And
is happening?
She just looks at you, and her eyes go white for a second, and then she goes back to her normal green color, and she just passes out in your arms. This little small figure, the size of a toddler. Zora. Not petrichor, the smell after the rainfall, but instead the ozone that you smell before a lightning storm. And I don't mean just a lightning storm, I mean a big electrical storm.
Ooh.
The ones that make your hairs rise on your... You can smell it all around.
And
But there's not a cloud in the sky.
Does she have any experience with this that would...
Sorry. No. The road that you're on is packed earth with stones set into it. Large ones, paving stones, throwback to an eons ago when this road was a major paved way. Again, the ground around you has no undergrowth except for maybe pine needles that have fallen, but you can hear over hard rocks, so something would be muffled. I would like for you to give me a perception check, please.
Uh, 18.
Okay. Muffled slightly only by the falling of the needles from the trees around, you hear something scrabbling, multiple somethings, feet scrabbling over stone and dirt, shuffling through the underbrush. Before you realize what's going on, you pull your horse to a stop as breaking through the trees is a large creature, the likes of which you have never seen.
Fantastic.
Its body is long and snake-like. Its head looks like that of a dragon, but there are no wings. Small, stunted horns seem to flow out of its head. The tail lashes about. Keeping it off of the ground are not one set or two sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5, 6 sets of legs. And it moves lightning quick, and it seems to just emote and emit this ozone smell. Immediately, the hair on the back of your head and neck stands up. It rears up, this huge monstrosity rearing up and looking at you. As it opens its mouth, you can see the arc of electricity that seems to be sparking along its... And it looks down at you as though you were nothing than a morsel. Buttercup is already lashing back. What are you doing?
She's gonna try to keep Buttercup still as much as she can, like keeping control of Buttercup. 1 second, I'm checking something. It's gonna real quick to Axel and Sylvan. Can you? No, never mind. We're not doing this. It looks very naturey, like very like woodsy.
What, this thing?
Yeah,
No.
opposite of nature. Okay.
Yeah, it has like it has skin and scales the color of gray clouds on a blue sky. It has this look as though lightning were a living thing with multiple legs.
She is gonna keep backing up Buttercup, and then 1 second, just checking this thing.
Checking the speed of horse.
Well, I never got speed of horse because he has those fancy hoof shoes.
Yes, you are correct. Hang on a second. I will give you speed
Okay.
of said horse with fancy hooves on.
She is going to... No.
All 4 shoes are affixed to the hooves of a horse or similar creature. They increase the creature's walking speed by 30 feet, so additional 30 feet.
So
You know what?
for a horse, that'd be 90 for standard movement, 180 of dashing.
She's gonna turn Buttercup and just give Buttercup, like, let him loose. Just turn him back towards the group. Be like,
Yeah.
Fly, you fool.
Buttercup does not take any further urging as soon as you spin around and just kind of give that whole hunker down, let's ride fast. breaks into a full-on sprint, and within seconds, no matter how fast this sleek thing is moving behind you, riding down the road, trying to nip at your heels, but as fast as it's going, you are just that much faster. And even though you've only been gone for a few minutes, you realize that you're coming up on the camp quickly. The dome is there.
She will pull Buttercup to a quick stop, jump off, and kind of dive into the dome.
All right.
So guys, there's stuff ahead. It's big. It looks like lightning, and
about the time you get the words "as big" and it looks like lightning, you watch as the maw opens and slams against the side of the dome. You all turn to look, and you can see teeth arcing with electricity around the mouth as it pulls its head back up. This snake-like thing kind of bobs and weaves in the air, reaches back, and slams against the side of the dome once more.
So,
Who's that?
Satiel, not to doubt your magical prowess, but that's gonna hold,
Yes.
right?
not allowed inside.
It will hold until the 8 hours has expended or I leave.
Okay.
Unless this thing knows how to dispel magic, and in which case, that might be a little bit more of a problem. But looking at this thing, do I know what it might be? Any
Eric knows automatically what it is. Like, Eric knows right now what this thing is, don't you?
Probably.
Yeah! I have a pretty good idea.
Would Satael know? No, Satael probably would not know. I will let you give me a history check, though, because you were raised in and amongst the books, if you will. However, this DC is going to be real high.
Are Bodek and Tonga back?
I would
Or
assume
are they
so.
still gone?
No. We
Oh,
haven't
no.
said we got back.
So,
It should be soon.
Just two dudes being bros.
That's a 20.
that's a 31.
Okay, well, considering what I had it set at, you have heard of a protean like a created creature used through magic and breeding to create something that would actually oppose dragons.
Okay.
They are huge monstrosities. The name whispered amongst them as they got loose and became a natural order of things is Bahir.
That is a Bahir.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
it's all
want
over
to be here.
My next question.
We had to
Can
be there.
we kill it?
Not with lightning, I'm guessing.
Does it know how to die?
As about the
Does it
time
want to die?
Zora says, as the time Zora says, not with light, you watch as it opens its mouth, rearing its head back. Bolt of lightning strikes the hut. It shudders but holds, but lightning arcs around the side of the building, or arcs around the hut, the dome that's created there. More importantly is because sound can travel in and out of this thing. You hear the cry of the horses.
Buttercup!
That's not cute.
Oh.
Look.
Okay.
Satiel
I know I asked, can we kill
will...
it? It is now no longer a question and is a statement of, we're going to kill it.
We don't have the firepower. As Satiel stands up, and he will, knowing what the saying, he'll speak in Draconic.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you attack us?
It leans down and takes its huge head and looks at you, one eye blinking. Because it calls to me.
What
It
calls
says in
to
Draconic.
you?
Oh,
What
I
is
have
it
an
that
idea.
calls to you?
We don't. Do you speak Draconic, Quentin?
No, but I have an idea.
But we
I
all
do
got an
too.
idea.
It puts its hands on either side of the dome and looks down as though it's looking directly at Hannah. It has no... It calls to me. And again, you watch as like it opens its mouth and tries to like get. Have you seen like a lizard or something like that try to get at like something that's larger than the one it can? So it's like trying to get at the dome.
What does it say?
Free me. Release me. You watch as it starts to wrap its long body around Leomund's tiny hut. Eventually, you find yourself engulfed by this snake-like body, the claws trying to dig and scrabble at the magic of the dome.
I think he can wait 8 hours too.
Well, I mean, can someone summon like a dire mongoose or something?
What the fuck is a dire mongoose?
Please take inspiration for that one. That's great.
I
Can
kind of get
someone
it.
summon like a godlike version of Ricky Tikki Tavi, please?
Satil, sorry, go ahead, Quentin.
I kind of understand its intentions a little bit towards us, but can I use my aura sight to see its sort of like alignment or any intentions or any like basic? It needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
It has no idea that it is making a saving throw for this. On a failed save, it still doesn't know. I can learn if the creature shares aspects of alignment with me, hit points. Attitude and intention towards one or a creature or object here. And I have a sort of 24-hour tie with it to know where it is.
What's my DC?
It'd be my DC save more than likely, so not very high. Hold on. Actually, how do I figure out DC? Because it doesn't say.
On spells.
Well, on your abilities, it'll be like whatever your stunning strike is, it's the same thing. So it's like 8 plus your proficiency level plus your wisdom modifier? Yeah.
Your wisdom modifier is 4. Proficiency bonus is 3.
So 8 plus 7 is 15?
8, yeah. 15, yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Are you evil in nature?
No.
It doesn't share that aspect with you.
Okay.
Are you neutral in anything?
Am I what? Sorry.
Are you neutral?
Uh.
With regards to law and chaos, or order and chaos, where are you at?
He'd be about neutral good.
Okay, you're neutral good. He is neutral opposite of you.
Neutrally. Okay.
Mm-hmm. His intent is to do whatever he can to get that keystone orb.
Yeah.
What other information do you learn about him?
On a failed save, you learn the creature shares any aspects of alignment, current hit points, and current attitude towards you or object, or location of your choice.
It has no. It's not ambivalence. It does care that you're there, but only in so much as do you prevent it from getting to what it wants.
Okay.
If you pose no threat, it might consider not harming you.
Okay.
If you try to impede its movement or its activity, then you will be eliminated in order for it to complete its goal. And
Absolutely.
it currently has anywhere between. Does it tell you exactly how much HP it has?
All it says it's current hit points.
Okay. Yeah, just a second.
I was gonna say if you want to private message me that, I get that.
Yeah.
I will relay the message on towards the rest of the group, though. It really wants the orb that we have, that Hana has.
Yeah, it's really
Who
unfortunate
actually
we can't just give it to him.
I think she knew this was coming,
And she didn't
That's-
warn us. Fantastic.
Well,
She
it might
kinda
not have.
did when she was coherent.
She was
Yeah.
okay. She was running. I stopped her.
It
Her
saw
eyes
me and it
went
followed
white,
you.
and then back to green, and then she passed out, and I'm like, I have her. But huh,
Well, honestly, these things were made to contend with dragons.
It's not really. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. We got a weak point?
Well, considering it's the element it's throwing around, don't throw lightning at it.
Not exactly, but we know what not to use.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a good
don't
thing.
throw lightning at it.
It's a good thing this deals with cold. Now.
We're just gonna use a lot of water Pokemon against it. Wait, no.
You
Ground?
Ground
stop that
Pokemon.
right- you stop
I think
that
it's ground.
right now.
Yeah, ground
It's ground.
Pokemon. Somebody get a Diglett. We'll be good.
To
Hey,
counteract
Bulbasaur, let's do this.
Diglett, Bulbasaur, we got this.
Satiel he'll sigh. Like, alright, look. Sorry. Alright, look. You can sit here and keep constricting around my magic as much as you'd like. I can honestly outlast you before you have to fall asleep. You can leave and leave us alone. Or you can continue to threaten us, and you will probably die.
Are we sure about that?
And he's
Yes.
speaking in Draconic.
Give me a deception check.
we're just sitting there like, what is happening right now?
Deception.
Hey,
Okay.
are we back yet? Or
As a matter of fact, both of you, what'd you do?
19.
That's unfortunate.
For who?
Yes.
True.
As you kind of like stumble out of the woods again in the direction towards, you can currently see that where the hut was, there seems to be large, and when I say large, I mean almost as tall as a horse, coils wrapped around it. The head of this giant beast is staring down, and you can hear it speaking. Do either of you speak Draconic?
I do not.
I know that Tangaroa, if I'm not mistaken, does not either.
no, I do not.
It seems to be speaking something that has a lot of sibilances, X's, Z's. Not a whole lot of in the way of vowels that you're familiar with, but
Right.
it seems to be having a conversation with someone. Setiel, it gets down really close, almost like it's resting its head on its side, but you can tell that what it's doing is looking at you with its eye.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes, then I guess we'll have to see who outlasts who.
Magic missile into its eye.
What?
That's gonna drop the dome, bro.
No, it
No,
won't.
it won't.
Oh,
No,
well.
it won't.
Never mind.
It's like, it's gonna try. No? Okay.
Because I can precisely target these things and they never miss.
Spells and other magical effects
Yes, they
can't
can't do anything with
extend
the dome.
through the dome or
Can't
be
extend
cast
through it.
through.
Oh, okay, never mind. I would
So,
know this, so no.
All of a sudden, pew, 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 pew. But they don't hit anybody. But everybody's like nervous.
Yeah.
And they're just ricocheting.
Yeah, no, this is something I would know, so I would not be doing.
Yes.
He'll just go, well, I suppose we shall.
And it kind of like you watch Tangaroa and Barak, you watch as it opens its mouth like impossibly huge again and just kind of like starts to scrabble at the dome. You can
You'll
see
break your
little,
teeth first.
little like sparks of energy, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on the dome. But this thing is, and when I say huge, it's huge, as that is the size category is huge.
So I turn to Tangaroa. So we don't fight that. Luckily, we're not dead, and they're not dead. So let's just hold off for a second.
I agree.
This
The
is the time not to run in.
I'm going to make a good guess. Don't attack openly. The horses are tied up still to the tree that you had them lashed to, and they're all trying to get free, but you can see that they're unharmed for the most part.
Thank
You
God.
see around the dome like scorched earth where something like lightning must have plowed through. And again, looking at this thing's mouth, you can see lightning like crackling around its mouth.
So there's no water around us, is there?
Not really.
No, okay.
What does getting a
There's our
glass of blood
tears.
have?
We have plenty of tears.
Get a bucket of tears, please.
They just start crying.
I can certainly get it away from them. But
Can I roll to break down?
I'd like to roll to cry, please.
Roll. Can I roll to curl up into a ball?
Guys, Tuna was speaking.
I can get it away from them, but I don't know what good it would do to be focused on us. Do you know anything to do with cold? Freezing? Something like that?
Other than if it gets on my skin too much, I start hurting.
No.
No, I really don't know what this thing is.
I
think we might need to.
get them out of there.
Oh, I think they're fine where they are. If the thing wanted to get in, it would get in there. The horses are the other key factor there. Would I recognize the language? Not so much as understand it, but recognize it?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, all it is roaring. I don't know what it's doing.
How smooth are those scales?
They're a lot like a dragon scales, or well, actually, they're a lot like a snake scales, honestly.
So very
they feel
smooth
very
and lay
smooth.
down. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, you can see where they can flare them out just a little bit to get grip.
Are they flared out at all trying to grip onto this dome?
No.
Fuck.
What I turn to Bardock and I suggest the only thing that I think we could possibly do is that horse, that really fancy one. Wait, do I know that it runs fast?
No.
And then I have no fucking idea.
No.
Okay.
So what you're telling is you need a distraction.
I have a distraction. I just don't know what's gonna happen once it turns on me.
Well,
I have an idea.
oh.
Yeah, I have an idea what's gonna happen, but
Wait, I stealth. 1.
No.
Disadvantage.
It was a 3.
-1.
can I?
Just the equivalent of
I'll-
you walking over going, I'm stealthing! Can you what?
I'll kind of like tug on Barrack a little bit and like try to like bring him over like away like around towards the horses.
It's not going to work. How about this? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to distract it. You get the horses.
You sure?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
I walk out. Hey!
Wait, first I fucking cast aid.
And I flare my wings.
Oh.
Let's say that you're probably about 60 feet out from it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And I also, may I cast what is it?
Sanctuary?
Emissary of Peace. It's a channel divinity.
Okay, so you're using your channel divinity. You're casting aid over there. Sure.
Yeah, I'm casting aid. Can I see anybody else besides Bardock?
No, because the coils are around it. So, those of you inside the hut hear, "Hey!" and you see the head of the Behir look up.
Oh, that's familiar. Oh, good. And Zastari is just drawing weapons, and she's getting like real close to the edge because the moment this thing moves away, she is up on its back, and she is going to be going.
I start lifting myself off the ground 10 feet.
I'm going around to get those horses.
Can I sorry, I just want to ask. My teleport, I know we talked about it's basically like Misty Step. Can I go with Hana in that step?
You can't carry anyone with you.
No? Okay. No, I just wanted to double check.
That would be more dimension door, wouldn't it?
Yeah. This one's just for a brief moment you step through the boundaries between planes.
Yeah,
It's just magical teleport.
The Eladrin have a version of it that allows you to carry one other person with you.
Yeah.
But the general one is just you through the door.
Yeah.
The Eladrin actually have one where you can give it to somebody else and make them go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I figured I'd ask just in case, because Ezra's not letting Hana down right now.
Satiel, I need you to give me a perception check, please. Actually, what's your passive?
15.
15? Okay. I'll go ahead and have you make one.
15.
Ouch.
Made no better.
Consistent.
You know this thing has a lot of legs. The lower ones seem to be doing something that gives you a moment to pause.
Mm-hmm.
As they are scratching through the dirt, leaving deep furrows.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is, the magic that you're using is a what?
A dome.
That is correct.
Yep.
It is a dome.
Liamon's sphere.
It is not Liamon's tiny sphere of irresistible everything. Sorry, guys. All right, so we had a lot of things going on. You wanted to move 10 feet closer?
I was just moving 10 feet up.
10 feet up in the air? Okay.
Like, I'm making myself a target within the air, not the ground.
Tonga, you're going to have to move, like, right up by it for you to get the horses. I need a stealth check from you, please.
Okay.
And I'm trying to actively distract him, so...
All right, go ahead and... Go ahead and give me stealth roll.
Just a straight one?
Yeah, stealth check.
16.
What are you wearing? You're not wearing heavy.
No, I'm wearing I think medium armor. It's not heavy.
Do you have disadvantage on that medium armor? Because some of it does.
No, it's a
Double check and
breastplate.
see.
No, we already checked this.
Okay, then you're fine. All right, let me double check something real quick. Oh, okay. You see that its feet are catching perch. There's a lot going on. So I want. Who do I want to be the death of everybody? Steve. High or low?
No.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. That fell off. Oh, mother. Okay. I asked you to pick high or low to see if he notices that he is actually scratching his way underneath, or if he notices the person sneaking up. You chose high. High it is, because I roll a nat 20 on the die. And you watch as his head stops looking at you for a moment, Boddick, and instead looks down like it's looking at its own body. And it slowly starts to uncoil, like the first layer uncoils. And you can see that it's freed up some of its arms to start clawing at the dirt on either side of the hut, pulling up big furrows of dirt as he is doing so.
If anyone has
fly
any,
up.
You fly up?
I would love no, like not up towards him.
Oh, you're flying
Towards him, swords drawn. I'm going.
Okay, so before this cluster goes down, let's go ahead and start getting some initiative.
Alright.
You,
Now,
Maddie?
I'll give you a 14. I'm feeling lucky tonight. However, my action was prep that as soon as he started uncoiling, I was getting on his back to
You're
climb
leaving
up.
the dome to climb on him.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
you were
am.
on him on his back. All right.
And that was as soon as he started to uncoil.
Okay, 20 or higher. So you're ready to move. You had a readied action. Or readied movement is what you had.
Yeah.
So he started uncoiling. You left the dome. You're on his back. So you'll be on his back.
Yes.
20 or higher. Anyone? All right.
Yes, me.
Oh.
What did you have?
I know,
Ron?
right? 22.
That is extremely uncharacteristic.
I had a 24.
Whoa.
I was waiting for Zastari to chime in there.
I was gonna let Steve have his moment. He rolled something pretty high,
Have his
so I was gonna
moment
let him have his moment. I rolled a 19 on the die plus 5 for 24.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. 15 or higher.
18.
16.
15 for Ezra. And a 16 for Zora. Okay. 10 or higher. 5 or higher.
I got a 13.
Oh, 13. Thank you. Sorry, I went too fast there.
Oh, yeah. I got a 6.
A what? A 6?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at JT grinning over there.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to hear this one because I know I didn't get it right this time.
What'd you have?
2.
God, that is
Yeah,
such
that
a
feels...
boric number 2.
Well, he does
was
have like a
closest.
6 dexterity, right?
That's why I get Maddie and Q to guess my initiative, because for pretty much all of the Princess of the Apocalypse campaign, I barely rolled above a 10. I usually rolled between a 1 and a 5.
He, always went last.
To our audience out there, the few and the furious that are with us, I apologize if if I'm coughing or clearing my throat. I woke up not feeling well today, so I am struggling as it is. All right. Let's go ahead then and start this off correctly. Since you were on his back, there is no surprise round whatsoever. Zastari, you're up first.
Cool. How much movement would it take for me to get to his head?
Let's see. This thing is huge, which gives me, what is that? That's a 20 by 20 square.
Yes.
All right. So
Wait,
it's
Not
a 4
huge,
by.
was 15 by 15.
Is it?
It's
15?
large, I think.
Large is 10.
Large is 10, and then is the next one huge, which would make it
Yeah,
15
you're right.
by 15.
Which 15 by 15. Yep, you're right. So you're at about the midway point of it because it's not 15. It's not a cube. It's a length thing.
Yeah.
So I would probably say it would take about not quite all of your movement, but a pretty good portion of it to get to the end of it.
Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
And I've got Rapier out, and I am by myself. I'm gonna use my bonus action to fucking use Insightful Fighting.
Okay.
Yes!
I need to make a wisdom. Is it a wisdom?
It is, I believe it's my... What is it? Oh my god, where is it? I'm so excited
Something
I actually
you
get to
never
use
get to
this
use.
properly. It's an insight check versus your deception.
Okay. Which is my charisma, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a 15 on my part.
It is a 19 for me. Which means
Awesome.
my sneak attack activates. And now it doesn't matter. Like, I have sneak attack now for a minute on this creature.
So every turn for a minute.
Yeah. I don't
Alright.
have to have advantage. I don't have to have an ally within 5 feet of this thing. I get sneak attack.
Sounds great.
I am fucking ecstatic I finally get to use this class feature. the way it was meant to be used. I just gotta pull out dice because I'm gonna need lots of them. Alright, so
We need dice. Lots of
I
dice.
love that. I love the confidence in that tone.
I am so confident. I have to have confidence. Come on now. 17 to hit?
17 does hit.
Excellent. Alright, so D8 for the rapier, D6 for the cold, and then 3d6 for my sneak attack.
Okay.
Wow, I rolled like titties. This is bad.
This is like, is that not a good thing? Okay.
So on dice alone, I rolled a grand total of 7
Yeah.
plus 5 for 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Behir would like to recognize the representative from the escorts. Next up, what else you got? That's your bonus action for
bonus
using
action,
that?
movement, and attack,
Yeah.
and that's
All
it.
right.
That's all I got.
Mellow.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to take this moment to get just enough of me outside the dome to cast a spell. And that spell is going to be at 3rd level, and it's going to be Cloud of Daggers.
Are you casting it on its head?
No, I'm moving towards the opposite end that Zastari is.
I mean, go ahead. I've got a pretty good deck save, but
Yeah, there's no save.
oh,
You roll to attack, or is it just there?
No, it's just there. Here, have 64.
15?
15.
Okay. And moving back into the dome, I assume?
I mean, as long as sound gets through, I'm going to try and inspire Zastari as well.
I will allow that.
All right.
It's just you holding up a wooden block going, "You're doing great, sweetie."
10 out of 10.
Fuck, 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 shit. Shit.
All right.
All right.
With that being said, it is Ezra's turn.
Oh, by the way, it's 64 every turn for a minute.
All right.
Sorry. Go on.
So, open question for the class. Do I run with it?
You do you.
Do I take the item and go?
You
Cloud
do
of Daggers doesn't move.
Okay. Lasite, that's what I need. I would still like to take the orb from the pack and put it on me.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because
Hannah is currently a catatonic mess looking up at this thing in abject horror.
exactly. So, claws. I don't care if I can't pull, like, can I pull it over her head easily, or is it better for me just to swipe the fabric and take the item, basically?
I'm
Because I
gonna
know
say
she was.
you can get the satchel off of her.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Just don't want me
I mean,
breaking
it
her
doesn't sound like
stuff.
she's going to be putting
You're
up much of
literally
a fight.
taking a satchel from a toddler.
Pat's head. Sorry.
I hope you're happy.
They're big. Big.
All right, so you have the satchel in your hand, snatching it up from
Give me this.
Hannah.
Does Zora
We-
see this?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you do.
Okay. She'd be like, I can go up.
I can go up.
Huh?
I can go up. I need a lozenge.
I am going to I'm going to spend a key point to make this attack psychic, so I don't have to go closer to it. So I'm only gonna make one attack this turn. 19 on the die.
And you're within the hut.
Shit. Does that... it is magic, you're right. So nice it does say Psychonics.
It does not seem to get through.
Yeah. That's a shame. Well, okay. I was gonna invoke terror, but that doesn't matter. I...
In the dome, everybody's terrified.
Ezra's just like, shit. They were already scared of me. I just made it worse.
So you have the satchel, and you try
I
to...
will... Yeah. If anything, I'll just take the rest of my movement to move to the back of the dome.
Okay. That's
Wherever
not a
its
very big
feet
area.
aren't, I'm going.
You gotta remember, it's not uncoiled completely from this
Yeah.
thing. So
Wherever I guess it's been clawing, is where
yeah.
he's backing up.
Okay,
Away from.
Okay, you're backing away from where he's been digging.
Yeah,
Alright.
and I'm just putting the item like in one of his pouches so he's got his hands free. But he has it.
Okay. Alright. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Excellent. Zastari. It turns its head to look at you.
That's interesting how it manages to do so when I am standing on it.
Snake.
Alright, so it can't turn its head because you're standing on top of its head, but you know what it can do?
Pull
I
out its
can-
eye.
Take
Gross.
its tail. You are going to feel very restricted in a moment. Let's try keeping it so it doesn't get cocked. 21.
Big goose.
Goodbye. See you next time.
20 points of
Wait.
bludgeoning damage.
Wait, you said I was on top of this thing basically to go get these horses? Not on
You
top of
are-
it, but I'm like right next to it.
You are not going to be able to use your protection.
Ugh,
She's on its
never let
head.
me use it.
Because she's on its head.
I know.
I can't help that. There's no way you're going to just like haul off and throw your shield like a badass.
Like a frisbee,
Captain
though.
America, this shit. Come on.
Yeah.
I would make you have it to make an attack roll, and if it failed, I swear to you, I would make it hit.
So sorry, yes. Sorry.
Straining the relationship even further. All right, so you are going to take a bit of damage here.
A bit.
20 points from that. And you feel the scales bite into you. And you're going to take another 9, 10, another 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And that's its turn. And next up is Zora.
Is there enough room anywhere, like outside the dome and between its giant scaly wall of self for her to stand? Like,
I mean, you can clamber over the last coil that's around the hut right now. You'd cast the daggers on its tail. Is that correct? The cloud of daggers, Mello, on its tail. The tail is no longer in the cloud of daggers because it is currently wrapped around the starry form.
All right.
follow-up question. How much does Hannah weigh? Like, would Zora be able to, like, tuck her under an arm? And
Yes.
okay.
For the record, you do know that she no longer has the item that is currently in Ezra's possession. Okay.
Yeah. She's going to try to run by Ezra and, like, slap him and be like, give me the thing.
Why?
I can fly. Remember how I did the thing to you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give me the thing. Give me the thing.
like
Takes
filling
the
with
thing.
his bag. I just took it.
Are we proceeding to hot potato this thing around during the battle?
Yes.
Grabs
No.
the thing, tucks in pocket, grabs Hannah under the other arm, steps far enough outside the dome to cast fly on herself, and does the remaining movement she can straight up away from this thing.
You can cast fly in the dome.
Yes.
Magic
thought it would
just
have to be-
pass through it.
Okay,
You
then
can't cast
she's
an attack spell out through it, but you can cast magic on yourself, and then. Up
then
you
she's
go.
going to grab the thing, grab Hannah, straight up 60 feet.
The Behir's head turns as it realizes that you are leaving its treasure.
She is 60 feet in the air, and yeah, there's a lot of oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit as she climbs.
All right. Tangaroa. You get the idea that this thing has no interest in those horses.
Okay, fuck the horses. I mean,
No.
I don't. I'm sure Tonga doesn't think that, but I think that.
Yes. What is Tonga doing?
Tonga is going to. I haven't used this thing yet, so I'm going to use it now. I'm going to pull out my flail of smiting and see how that thing works. And I'm going to have my shield up.
Shields up.
Red alert.
And I'm going to try and heat.
Okay.
26 to hit.
That will definitely hit it.
Damn, this thing is an overpowered. Has an overpowered hit. Okay, and because I hit it, I'm going to cast smite.
Smite.
I'm gonna smite that shit.
What
What am I at smite? Alright. 2d8. An extra 2d8. Okay, so that's 3d8 altogether. Ew.
What are you guys doing over here?
14 plus 6, 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay.
That's fucking
One attack.
whatchamacallit. Oh no, I was just separating it all out, but if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
Okay, cool. Well, then I get extra attack, so I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna aim for that 20. I want that 20.
Go for it.
Oh, that's not that good. Oh, but it's still a 19. Jesus Christ. 19 to hit.
19 hits it.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna smite it again.
Please do. I encourage you to kill the creatures I throw at you.
That one's even worse. Okay.
I feel like that was an ominous threat.
Please kill them.
All right, and
Or be
that's
killed by them.
14 damage altogether.
On the second attack?
Yes. And do I still have a bonus action? No, that was my extra attack, right?
No, you're
Oh, I still have a bonus action. Okay.
yes, as an attack, when you take the attack action, you get an additional attack. So you have your bonus action. What are you going to do with your bonus action?
I am going to look up at Zastari and I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on her.
Good choice. It's a +2 to your armor class. Until I knock his ass out.
And it'll be my turn. I'll stay on top of it pretty much. Not on
Okay.
top, literally, but
Okay, got you.
yes.
All right, Sateo.
Okay, he's gonna draw his short sword. Bonus action, activate the blade song
Mm-hmm.
on the sword. Is there anything on this thing's head right now?
It's a story.
I thought she was grappled by the tail.
It
I
is, but
haven't
it's
been
like
moved.
On the head
doesn't-
still.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Weird Ouroboros thing going on.
Yeah. Every time he says that he activates the blade song, I just imagine a different song for some reason. Whoa, here she comes. She'll chew you up. That's the song the blade is singing right now.
That is tonight's song.
Man Eater.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it.
Considering this thing swallows things alive. But
Not that you're aware of. Don't make me cast banish on you. All right.
no, don't you even start that. I'm going to. He's going to take his finger, basically just do this with it, aim at a point where it won't hit Zastari. As he mentally drops the dome and goes, "Well, I'm sorry, but you started this." As he just sort of goes, and it needs to make a dex save.
Just it?
Just it, yeah. I aimed it away from others.
Da deck save. That's gonna be 14.
That is a failure.
I assumed as much.
Yes.
What did you cast?
Fireball.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Fireball.
That
Related.
is as he just goes, "Well, I'm sorry," and just as this massive explosion just goes off and envelops this thing's head for 37 fire damage.
All right. It looks none too pleased with you. You said you aimed it to where it wouldn't hit her, and yet you're throwing it at its head?
It's a 20-foot sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So she's on top of its head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like under
below it.
Yes.
Okay. You do realize this thing isn't that high in the air. What I'm saying is you're looking at collateral damage if you're aiming it anywhere at this creature. Meaning that somebody else is going to have to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Would that somebody happen to be me, who can't give
If
a
he's-
dexterity saving throw because
No,
I am...
he's...
Don't worry, you're circus trained.
He's... he specifically said he is positioning it in such a way that it would not hit you.
Yeah.
However, the dome itself is how big?
Double checking.
Yeah.
10-foot radius.
A 10-foot radius. And it wasn't that high up because it was just above the dome. So let's say maybe 20 feet in the air.
Let's say you did say this thing raised its head up.
Yes.
Two.
So it's 20 feet in the air.
Okay.
Because it hasn't tried to snatch Zora out of the air yet.
Okay.
60 feet in the air.
It was
Panicking.
60 feet in the air.
Alrighty.
And it can't fly.
Mm.
Wait. No. It cannot fly. Double check and make sure.
Oh.
So, with that being said, I'm going to need Tangaroa.
Oh.
Because Tangaroa was with it.
Oh no.
And I'm also going to have to get one from Mello.
What do I need to give you?
A dexterity saving throw. What's the DC?
16.
DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
I mean, you save the one character who cannot physically make a save right now. Restrained.
Oh, good. I was gonna say, anybody within 10 feet of me gets +3 on their saving throws. Fuck.
How you doing, Mello?
No, I failed that. I got a 14.
That's a 1.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, though, are you not Fire Ganassi?
I am.
Does that also give you fire resistance?
Resistance.
Yes. I didn't think immunity.
Okay, so
That was 37 points of damage.
So Tonga takes 37 fire damage and then half for Mellow.
So round it down to a 36, which means you would take 18 points of fire damage.
Yes.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Um,
I had
Okay.
misunderstood how high it went up, but I said that's what I was going to do. So that's what happened.
okay. Barik,
Is it my turn now?
it is your turn now.
Excellent. I choose to fly towards the creature as much as I can. You said it was 60 feet, so I can only move 30. And that's my turn. If I can't reach it, I can't reach it.
Well, you can
Oh.
double move, dear,
I could dash.
which puts you in range for next turn. Which
And
allows
in
you
range
to
of it.
use movement again. And if he moves away from you, you would get an attack of opportunity.
That's fair. I guess I will dash.
All right. So you are now right up in its grill space.
Yep.
With that being said, is that your turn?
Oh, let me take a look at my bonus actions. Yep.
Zastari. Would you like to try to escape from this grip? Because you are currently restrained, which gives you disadvantage on your attack rolls.
Yes. However,
But if you try to escape, it will be your action. So
let's see. And you can't disengage from a grapple, as great as that would be.
that would be a. Cannot do that. I just decide
Um,
not to be here.
I'm just gonna hide
Can we not?
right where I am, and can we just not?
He looks in the coil. Where did she go? Stab. Ah! What a nasty
Oh
trick
my
you played.
God, that feels like a fucking Sekiro thing.
That's because
God.
it is.
Yeah, it's actually something you do in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. You hide in a wedding.
Pangolin.
Yeah. And the snake comes up looking at you, you stab it in the eye so you can run. However, I don't think that's gonna work here, so...
There's no pangolins.
Not really.
Well, no, it's just more like I don't think hiding in its coils is really gonna help me out very much here, considering how much damage it did the first time.
Bite it.
You know what? We're gonna try and get myself loose. Which would be acrobatics or athletics, whichever one is higher, yes?
That is correct. And
Okay.
I already have the DC, so.
Alright. Stay on the table. Well, that's a 21, and I rolled a 10.
Oh, wow. You've realized that the scales, if you turn one way, will bite into you, so you stop, and you instantly start rotating your body with the fall of the scales, and soon find yourself wriggling out from underneath, and you pop out just underneath where the tail is at.
She really is.
On its head still.
On its head still, okay.
Yeah.
Like
you've boom.
Good to know, good to know. I just need
She
to
flushed
continue.
herself.
Basically.
I didn't think about it. Yeah, you went swirly down. Swirly down.
How is this name, how is this thing's name spelled?
Behir.
B-E-H.
Behir.
But there.
Be anywhere.
Yes, I'm just hoping it'll give me an image of what it looks like.
I can post an image.
I got it. I pulled it up on D&D Beyond. I just want to look at what it looks like, so I am aware of what I'm dealing with here.
Mm-hmm.
D&D Beyond is a fantastic tool that everybody should use.
D&D Beyond, one of our sponsors. Go use their tools. They're awesome.
Okay, well, if I'm on top of its head and I've successfully managed to free myself, as it were,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Extreme danger noodle. Yeah, that's about right.
this is
Multi-legged
probably going to
extreme
be a
danger.
bad idea, but we're gonna do it anyway.
We love it.
And I am just going to slide forward, grab a hold of one of those horns that's just above its eyes, and the heel of my shoes into both, because attacking with my stilettos is a bonus action.
Give me an acrobatics check to see if you can spin this around the way you want to.
You got
Or
it.
fall on your face.
That's a 14 on the die plus 11 for 25.
Yeah, nimble like effects.
And then
Look at how nimble she is.
She's circus trained.
Like a
Yeah.
I love how I made this a thing.
That's the joke.
That's
Just
it.
makes my
That's
day.
it right
Yeah.
there. That's
Comedy
it
works
right
in
there.
series of threes.
So the stilettos is a 12 plus 8 to hit for a total of 20.
That hits.
And I get to use sneak attack because it's a melee attack.
With a finesse weapon.
Yep.
Snack attack.
So that's 4, and 4 is 8, and 2 is 12, and 1 is 11, plus 5 for 16 damage in the eye.
Let me do math real quick. Okay.
And then I am clinging to this thing, hoping to God it's not going to hit me with its tail again, because I cannot survive another hit.
All right. After that impressive show of mellow, you watch as Zistari not only wiggles her way down, but then grabs a horn, swings around, and stabs it in the eye with a heel shoe. Because rule of cool. All right. Mello, what are you doing to follow up with that impressive performance? You are not circus trained.
That we know.
Circus at heart. I mean,
You're a clown?
That's where it counts.
I mean,
You're a
according to
clown?
my
Wait,
makeup
honestly,
earlier on in
that-
this, I apparently was for a little while.
Just a bit.
I am going to try a little bit of a slashing flourish.
Okay.
So let's see. That's going to be with my scimitar, I believe. Rapier.
Okay.
Yes. So a little bit of a slash with advantage because I want to use this inspiration and I didn't like that roll very much. Okay, that's a bit better. Alright, we got plus 19. 19 total.
19 hits it.
Alright. I'm going to do... Wrong die, Steve.
Ezra, you're up next. Wrong die, Steve. What are you doing?
There we go. 8 damage.
Okay.
And since I was able to hit, I am going to be taking the actual slashing flourish special action and using one of my bardic inspiration to add another 2 to that.
So a total of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And for my next attack,
Uh-huh.
I will once again slash.
Once
That's a natural 20.
more with your slash. Excellent. Natural 20.
And that, 6 on the die, plus 6, 12.
Did you roll your damage dice twice?
No, let me do that one more time, eh?
So you rolled a 6.
6!
A 6 and a 6 is 18.
Oh no,
Hooray!
3 sixes. What have we done?
I'm already on fire, it's fine.
You said we said
Oh.
18. No. Yeah. Had to do math in my head real quick. All right, is that your turn,
Yes.
Ezra? It's
Let's try
still
this
there.
again.
You can see where, like, ichor is starting to flow from the wounds that it's suffered from everybody, scorched on the chest, much like your friends. All right, what are you doing?
Well, we're gonna go up and we're gonna hit it. It's like walking forward, cracking his fingers. Let's try this again, but with just a punch to his body.
I just see you going full like out of like polymorphing as you're walking, like going full Oni form.
One punch.
like Hellboy out of the crevice, just and all you see are the horns coming up.
Put me in a hole. I'll crawl out of it all scarily. It's an 18 on the die.
That hits.
Sorry, my headphones just acted up. 6 damage.
Okay.
We're gonna hit again. Frig. 21 to hit.
That hits.
Let's do this one. For 8 damage.
8 more damage. Okay.
How's he feeling?
You can see his body starting to waver. The coil that was there seems to have loosened up, and the muscles have seemed to relax a little bit.
Okay. I can hit him again with spending a key point.
Okay.
I'm at that 19. Okay, that's a 12, 13, 19.
That hits.
5, 9.
9. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Is that
That is my turn.
your turn? Who all is on it physically?
Zastari. And she's gone. Ezra's in a spot where he's gonna try and catch her if she's gonna fall, though.
I need her. Well, she got up and walked away.
I am also like touching the monster, so I don't know if she's gonna fall left or right way.
Yeah. We've got 2 people around.
All right. You watch as it uncoils its body and moves in such a way that it makes a lineup perfectly with Mello, Satiel, probably be Ezra. No, it would be Tonga because one of you's on the right.
Yeah.
Nope. You were in the hut though, along with where Mello was at. So it's actually going to be through Mello, Satiel into Ezra, and then it's going to end up trying to hit Barrack as well. Boddick as well. I need all of you to give me. You're straight up above it. So
I was going to ask a separate question. Is this
go
a
for it.
spell it is casting?
it is not. It is an ability that it's using.
Never mind then. As counter spell will not work.
Watch as it opens its mouth, but doesn't do the extended jaw. Instead, what coalescing electricity comes together in a form, and it just fires lightning that drips plasma as the blast tears through. I need dexterity saving throws from those people. So again, that's
Okay.
Satiel, Ezra, and Mello.
Because I was off the ground, would I be still caught or no?
No, because it's across the ground. So you would not be caught on it because you're above.
Is anybody within 10 feet of me?
Probably the closest to being 10 feet, within 10 feet of you would be Ezra, maybe?
And same with me because I'm a paladin as well.
Yeah, +3 to saving throws.
But I guess mine would only be Zastari.
Yeah, who isn't getting affected by this right now?
Mm-hmm.
With a +3, I got a 20.
Okay. So anybody rolling less than a 16? Anybody less than a 16?
Me.
Tail.
Yep, I got a 6.
Ooh.
2 plus 4.
Yikes.
Big
That's good
ouch.
checks.
Oh, jeez, that's a lot. Hang on a second here.
Mm-hmm.
I need this. That's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice, because I know what you're throwing at me.
Yeah.
You're throwing 12d10s at me,
Yep.
actually.
D10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of thing.
That's a lot of
Wow.
damage.
That's a lot of ouch.
That's a lot of ouch, yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you for the
What
plus
did I
3.
miss?
Make a dex save.
Pain.
Me?
Yeah. Well, no, you're on the head.
No.
Never mind. Everyone else is making dex save.
Oh, okay.
He's firing a lightning breath at us. I'm the only one that failed. Cap is now rolling 12d10s to hit me with.
Well, it was nice knowing Satil while we knew him.
That's a new character. Yeah, in the wings. So
I rolled the average. That's
bad.
not surprising, actually. For those of you who succeeded, 33 points of damage. For those of you who failed, 66.
As a reaction,
Yes.
Satil will hold out a hand as a ward forms in front of his hand and grabs onto the lightning energy. He still takes a significant chunk of damage, but it sort of funnels from that ward into his weapon as I give myself resistance to lightning as a reaction.
Is that the sword, the blade song?
Absorb elements spell.
Oh, that's what you're casting?
Yep. As a reaction, you have
good.
resistance to the
That's all I
triggering
need to
damage type.
Okay.
So
all right.
I take 33, so I am not KO'd. Because that was a lot of ow.
Yeah.
Because if I had taken that full damage, I'd have gone to negative 16.
So,
Well, it's not massive, though.
I
so
know.
you wouldn't
That's
die.
true. Not massive.
just out of curiosity, is my Shield of Faith still active?
Yes.
Yeah, because that was Tangaroa, and you're good there.
Concentration.
However, who
And I don't
cast
think you've used your bardic
Oh, you cast
inspiration.
fly on yourself? I do need you to give me a dexterity saving throw, though, because it moved and like shook you off of its head. Yes, ma'am. You.
It tried.
I mean, you're going off of its head either way. It's just a question of whether or not you're going to fall and like take damage or not.
That's a 19 on the die.
You're
plus
fine.
8 for 27.
You fall to the ground, tuck your legs right as you land, and roll and come to a stand like on the balls of your feet. Well, actually, in your stilettos. You're gonna stab yourself in the butt cheek one time with it doing that. Just my glutes, my
I've
glutes,
had 8 years of practice. No way.
my glutes. All right. The Bahir. Let's see. Yeah, that's its. And then you see that its head is kind of moving slowly side to side. Next up after the Bahir is Zora, and you are 60 feet in the air.
How long, like, could she ballpark how long this thing is?
About 45 feet long.
Okay, she's gonna get like another 30 feet in the air, so a total of 90 feet. Because she does not feel like getting snagged out of the air. And she is still in range for good old ye olde Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast!
Two of them bad boys. Brain fart. Do I need to roll one for each beam or just one for the
One
combo?
for each beam, please.
Gotcha. $15 for one on the dice, natural 20 for the other on the dice.
Okay. On 15 on the die?
Yeah, 15 on the die plus 7, so 21.
Both
22.
hit. Both of those hit.
And one of them hits as a crit. And then
So roll all those d10s.
and the charisma modifier is only added.
Once.
It isn't added to the once.
It's added to
Okey-dokey.
both of them, but only once to each of them.
Yeah, it's not added to like the third dice. Yeah.
Right. I want to see how much damage this is.
I hate doing math like under pressure. Dun, 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 dun.
What have you done?
I'm singing Ice Ice Baby. What are you talking about?
Either way, we don't have the copyrights permission for that.
29.
29 points of damage.
Neither does Vanilla Ice.
Oof.
Yeah.
As you fire one
Yeah,
after
it is
the other,
Queen.
the first one hits it, and you watch as it rolls its body, and your second one catches it perfectly in its open mouth. There's a small puff of energy as the force detonates within it. It rears
Don't mess with my friends, damn it!
all of its arms kind of reach up at you, and then you watch as it careens back to the earth. There's a solid
Oh, shit, no one's under them,
as
right?
it bounces once and then hits the ground. The hands and feet curl up. It does that thing where it twists on its back and side before finally coming to a stop. Its body no more moving.
She's
Good shot.
She's gonna stay up there for just a couple minutes just to make sure it's dead.
Rope it. If you get down close and it goes, ah!
Yeah, she's like, can someone poke it?
I'm gonna go over to Mello and lay on hands him.
That works too.
Dude,
Thank
are you
you.
lay on handsing my bro?
Yeah.
Touching my bro? What the heck?
Dude, that's
Um,
my bro.
Catch these
Ding.
hands.
Catch
I'm
these
gonna
lay-on
go
hands.
over where Zora has flown up, and as she's coming down, he'll like hold out to take Hana from her if she wants.
Passes Hannah over and just kind of lands.
Mhm.
It's for flavor, like when she flies, she's like little pixie wings like Axel's. Why not?
Axel just pipes up in your ear. What in the fuck was that?
I don't the fuck know.
That was a bear.
Well, I
The
don't want to
clever-
be here anymore.
And the stories did absolutely no justice to how hard that lightning breath hits.
Cast
Ow!
cast healing word on Satiel.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We got raided.
Curious
Yay!
Referee!
Ahoy!
Came just in time to watch the beat.
Hi, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. You guys just missed a fight with a and they actually took it down. All of them, finally.
Well, most of them.
They worked together as a team.
Who needs healing?
I didn't do anything.
We all do.
Okay.
I'm good.
How much did you do?
Wait, you said you have how much HP left after that lightning blast for Satael?
Me?
Yeah.
I went from 50 to 17.
Okay.
I
You got
the-
5.
Okay.
The tail took me from 45 to 15.
Yeah. I knew you were hurting pretty bad.
I'll go.
That
I'll go to Zastari first, and I'll give her 15, and then I'll go to Ezra, and I will also give him 15 with
you
a
have any
very
more,
sweet smile.
Do you have any more Liamon's tiny huts? Now you need a long rest.
I mean, if you want to take a nap, give me 10 minutes. I can do it.
We really take a nap right here where its body's hanging out.
Are you expecting a second one?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting the first one.
How close,
That's a fair
That's
point.
fair. That's fair.
how
I
close
mean-
I'm gonna go check
are
on
we
Buttercup.
to the
To be
next
fair-
town?
How close are you to what now?
The
Sorry.
next town.
Oh, you still got a ways to go.
Well, to be fair, if something comes our way, we can leave it as a warning sign not to mess with us.
It is an excellent deterrent.
I mean, if you really want to, I can set up the hut with part of it inside as sort of a natural wall. Sort of.
That sounds kind
Ew.
of gross. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
I was gonna make
I
that
thought
joke.
they smelled lightning.
Oh no, he froze.
I was about to say, Cap just froze.
Nice.
Well,
So
let's
Tanya,
get-
you get 14 HP back with cure wounds.
That's right, I got cure wounds as well, so...
Yeah, no, I'm just healing up a storm.
Alright, we're heal botting this.
Alright.
Come here.
And you get healing, and you get healing.
Satil will also use
Alright,
healing word on himself.
Yeah, I
alright.
only
Well,
went down
Tongue-
from 58 to 25. I was fine.
Sorry, we'll get... So,
Tonga will
Here's
look
what-
over at Bodrick
Okay.
and be like, "Are you okay?" Are you good?
I didn't get hit.
Oh, all right, cool.
Okay, that's better. Gave myself 6 more HP. I'm back up in the 40s.
1d8 plus my casting.
Zora's just gonna kind
Ah,
of
what the hell?
check on
You get
horses.
the star. You get 6.
Okay.
Ezra, you get
Mm.
you get 8 more.
Another 8? Okay.
Yeah, that's another cure wounds. That's all my spell slots.
All right, I've got another cure wounds into Sestari. That's 9.
Oh, that takes me to full. Thank you.
Nope,
Beauty.
cat dropped.
There he goes.
Yeah.
So
Now the only one hurt is me.
And me.
Come here,
I
Milo.
I can give healing hugs.
I'll take
Listen,
one.
Ezra's
Holds my
buff.
arms
He
out.
probably gives the greatest hugs.
Mello, you get 9.
Awesome. Thank you.
All
So
right,
who-
one more time. High five.
And we just stare at each other's elbows the whole time.
So who's
you get 6.
Who is it? What right now?
I'm full.
I am
Okay.
10 off. Don't worry about me.
Mello?
Maddie, cameras are off.
Yeah.
Did I hear
Zoe's
someone
back.
give an additional 6?
Yes, that was to you,
Fantastic. So
Mr.
that,
Mr. Mello.
the additional 6 brings me to max.
Good.
So
For the
thank
max. Okay.
All right, so that's all my first level spell slots out.
We've been medic squatting while you were gone.
The only one who didn't take healing was me.
Don't think you can hear.
I'm still.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the
hurt.
channel. Oh, no, he is. No, he's not.
He's in the chat channel.
Yeah.
Baby hurt. Baby hurts.
Were you injured, Tonga?
Yes, he was.
Nah, I'm okay.
Nope.
He's a
that's
big baby
right.
boy. He needs to learn.
I.
The pain is
That's-
good.
I'm
That's
okay.
right. I hit you, didn't I?
No.
Yes.
Yes, I hit
Insight.
you with that explosion. Of the...
How do you
Yeah.
insight check a fireball?
You don't have to insight check to see that my skin is like singed.
Yeah.
He's a little cooked.
How much healing? How
Lightly
much
baked
healing did
fish
you get?
fillet.
I was gonna say I probably
Is he
smell
approaching
delicious.
calamari?
Oh no.
I am calamari. I'm pretty hurt.
Slightly chewy.
Okay, hold on.
Gross.
Hold on. Satiel will come over. He'll look actually very apologetic.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Apparently, Discord isn't loading for Cap right now.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's all right.
Who's the new DM?
Look at me. I'm the DM now.
Oh my. Oh, okay.
So we're traveling with 2 angels then.
Yes.
You
Wait,
don't make it
who's-
sound like a bad thing.
Wait, you've shown the wings?
Oh,
Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We've just been medic squatting.
Are you
Tonga,
taking a long rest?
I used
No.
a third level cure wounds, and you get 23 HP.
Oh.
You are a far piece from the nearest town, just so you know.
Okay.
You have
Mhm.
ways to go.
Like we would have to rest out in the wilderness tonight before we get there. Kinda
That is
deal?
correct.
Okay.
Like we should mount this thing's head on a spear to get things to stay away sort of far?
I bet it tastes delicious.
I bet that you're wrong.
Honestly, these things were a sort of, I want to say, a primordial creation that were designed to battle dragons.
well, it's obviously bad at its job. We're not
It's-
dragon.
It seems like a creature of the water, is it not?
No, not really.
No?
Well,
They're actually very good climbers.
as you know what?
He's
as
just
a-
like looking at his scales and looking at its scales like they're like similar.
as fascinating as this conversation is, I would like to get that relic somewhere safe. Post haste.
Give me a
Was it
quick,
after the
quick
relic?
moment.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I can say without a doubt it was after the relic.
Um,
I want to talk to Hannah really quickly.
Zora still has the relic, by
Cat.
the way.
Yes. Hannah, I know you want to hold on to the relic, but would you give it to me to hold on to until we get to our final destination? It's not that I want to
Phrasing.
take it from you. Oh, okay. And Ezra will open up, like, hold out his hand to Zora for it.
I can hold it just as well.
I know.
If something attacks, you have to punch. You can't hold it on.
I
and
actually
punch.
no. It's not that I don't plan on fighting while I have it. If worse comes to worse, I can make quite a bit of distance. I know you can fly, but I have 48 movement or 45 movement, and I can dash with that. And then I still have my my spirit walk as well.
I have a fast horse. A very fast horse. And fly. I already outran that thing once. I can hold on to it. You can do more damage with your fists close up, and I can keep it a distance. I can hold on to it. I'm not incompetent. I can hold on to it.
It's not that I don't think you're incompetent, Zora. I just worry that something will hurt you before it can hurt me. I'm not trying to say you're fragile, but I'd rather see myself go down instead of you.
Hannah, who would be more fine here? She just kind of hands it over and goes and checks on Buttercup.
She like collapses onto you and Zora before you can walk away, and is just a stream of sobs. She's just like, you can feel her like shuddering with tears and sobs.
Just kind of. She'd already passed Hannah over to Ezra, though.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, she passed him
Wrong
over
person.
when she landed.
Ezra.
Yeah.
She's just like clutched your leg and is sobbing.
Can I do
He's
a
crouching and
Sorry.
holding her close?
Can I do a quick check to see if whatever was generating the lightning in this beheer might be potentially removable?
I will help.
Pull out the lightning sack.
Let's just go grab the sticks, bundle of sticks I got from earlier.
I got kindling. Sorry.
Just on an off chance that there might be something.
Survival.
Yeah, might be something magical he can do, or he could even maybe potentially invent a new spell from this thing. Who knows?
Bahir breath.
Yeah, maybe.
Satil's Behir breath.
Well, a variation of Dragon's Breath, except it's a line instead of a cone. He knows Dragon Breath. He might be able to do something. Anyway, not bad.
Satil's Bahir.
That's a 16 total.
16.
14 plus 2.
You get the idea that you could probably find the glands that cause this, you know. However, you're not sure about keeping them intact for any.
Fair. So it wouldn't be something he could really do any research with.
No, not in the conditions that you have right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Because you have no way of transporting them without them, like. Okay. More importantly, hey, these two chemicals interact together to create this.
Yeah. he will take note of the effects of this thing's line breath, basically. And he has a spell project that he'll maybe see, like in his off time, see if he can create a variation of Dragon's Breath that's a line instead of a cone. After doing that, he'll pop up as like, well, if we all need to rest, there is curious thing about these creatures. They're solo by nature. They don't congregate around their own kind any.
That's a relief.
And they do live in caves. So wherever this one came from probably has a cave nearby that we could take shelter in. I could seal it with my force dome so we can rest in comfortably.
That sounds like a good idea.
I think we need to get her somewhere to rest anyway.
I think the rest of you could use some rest somewhere.
please.
All right. Give
I
me
would-
survival checks from whoever would like to see if they can track this thing down.
So
I-
we'll give
I
one
will check.
I would say whoever has the highest.
Well, not
I've
with
got
that
a
dice
4.
roll.
I will stay focused on Hana.
Satiel will guidance Zora.
7.
Guidance gives me a G4?
D4.
Additional D4. Right?
So 19 plus 22.
Nice. You knew where it came out of the woods. You track to that location, and using, like, looking at its feet and the way that its paws are stacked, you are able to follow it back into the woods where it came from. The the terrain here is, like I said, it's hilly, rocky. There's a lot of rock outcroppings and trees that are stacked around. Moving your way through, you can see where it looks like a number of them were felled and then used to stack. And just behind and beyond it, clambering over it, you can see an opening in the ground that is, it looks like where rock has been separated out from a natural, like, separation. It's not real tall, but it's tall enough for you guys to make your way into it. Let's see. Ezra might have to stoop a little bit because horns, but for the most part, everybody else can kind of just duck a little bit and get in. It goes maybe 10 feet. No, it goes about 40 feet in. And then you see that it opens up, and you were standing on a ledge that kind of winds down around this cave to a bowl in the base.
Well, that's a thing.
Homie.
Now, light source for them what don't have eyeballs in the dark.
I can cast light.
All right, and I take it you do so.
Yep.
And as you do, it catches a glint of in the floor. And at first, you think that it's just like a big piece, but as you look carefully, you can see, because gold is not reflective, silver is, and you can see glittering across there coin and other things. Not
Detect
a massive
magic.
amount. Yeah, you actually see some glowing stuff in there.
It's a wishing well.
Kiss and tell.
Satiel glance over to Zora and is like, see anything with those magic eyes of yours?
Is it in the water or?
No, it's not a
Oh.
It's like a dust bowl,
Like a
like a
divot.
rock, like it's a divot in the ground where you
Yeah.
can tell it was like laying down.
So kind of jump down and kind of walk over and point to each spot where it's glowing.
Yep, and let's go ahead and do some random rolling.
Yeah, he'll just go like, well, I guess point out to the others where you see it, and I can start identifying.
Yeah, she walks to each spot and point.
All right, this is the fun part.
Yeah.
We need some rolling. Yes.
Which dice are we rolling?
D100. As always, I have rolled. You can take mine or yours.
How many?
Just roll one for now.
92.
All right. I am not going to let you choose. We're going to take yours. In the meantime, if anybody wants to start counting out your treasure, that is a custom treasure. Well, that was stupid of me. 7, 11, 13. Okay. I need someone to roll a d4 for me. I will let you pick.
I saw Steve go for a dice.
I got a 1.
Okay, then we will go with my number. Because that's a better number. I need 3 of you to choose, or choose 3 of you. You're going to roll a d100.
I mean, I'll say Satiel wouldn't be searching because he's just prepping his ritual tools, basically.
Uh-huh.
So
Zastari would help search,
So I'll stay
roll
out of it.
1.
Okay, that's 1.
I'll
I
roll
guess
one.
All right.
Roll.
And I think
I already rolled.
Zora should. I was going to say Zora.
We're good.
So who are my 3?
Zastari, Ezra, and Mello.
Mello?
So Mello,
Yeah.
I thought it was Bar. I thought it was Barak.
No, it's
Bark?
If you want to do it, Mello, it's yours.
Or Tanga? Tanga, are you there?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. So why don't we do this? Why don't we have Ezra, Tanga, and Setiel? Does that
Okay.
sound good?
Perfect.
Not Setiel, Zastari. Sorry. I meant Zastari, but my brain said Setiel.
36.
My body is telling me yes.
All right. As always, you said a 36?
Mhm.
Okay. Yours or mine?
Mine.
All right. Hang on just one second here. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. Okay. So yours. You find an elegant blade, a scimitar, actually. There are the handle of it is an interesting etching. The hilt, the crossguard of the hilt, actually gives you the indication of like what appears to be like wind blowing around rapidly. The blade itself is very thin. It seems to be even more like dexterous than others.
Oh.
Of its.
Is this anything special?
It's one of the items that is glowing magically.
Well, I have proficiency in marital weapons.
You mean martial weapons? Marital weapons as well.
Well, martial
Marital
I
weapons. I use the whip.
I use the frying pan.
and light weapons. I believe it's a light
Oh.
weapon.
Huh. It is a light weapon, so it is dexterity based, or I should say, it is a finesse weapon.
Marital weapons. Play with my heart.
Bridal swords. Oh, good grief.
I love it. Okay, Zastari,
I rolled a 78.
a 78. Okay,
I'm going to go with my roll.
okay. Hang on one second.
Unless the DM's going to
Ooh.
be like, no, you're not. We're going to use my roll instead.
Oh, that's a toss up. Oh my god, that's a toss up. Ooh, both of those are pretty decent. Let me take a look at this real quick.
Mm-hmm. Let's say, and Sachi will have his stuff out and ready to start identifying the magic items for whenever people find them.
oh yeah, same.
Mello also knows identify. What?
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, this might be what I give you.
Also, Sarah, I love that headcanon for her detect magic.
Detect magic.
Love it.
Yeah, her eyes just kind of go like David Bowie.
Okay. Sitting in amongst the treasure is an innocuous looking item. It is a red sphere, probably about that big around. You can see swirls within it. Don't give me that look.
I
Stop
am
it.
giving you that look because I read Berserk and I know what happens when you run into red spheres and shit gets bad.
This isn't bad. This is actually
Did you
like
say fear? Fear.
Sphere, as in like a circle.
Oh.
Small.
It's not an egg.
Let me
Baby.
oh, it's not an egg. Let me give you a better description of it. It's a deep red sphere.
Okay.
All right. And then last but not least.
Oh, that's all I get. It's a deep red sphere. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not going to tell you more. It's magical, though. All right, Ezra.
I rolled an 80.
You sound so distraught about that. I rolled an
80.
Oh, okay. Oh, this actually is not bad either. Not far from where that one is lying, you find a deep blue, or I'm sorry, an incandescent sphere.
An incandescent what?
Incandescent blue sphere.
Blue sphere.
Incandescent blue sphere.
Incandescent blue sphere.
Mm-hmm.
I bite it.
Your teeth bite down on hard stone.
Blink mistress, knowing mistress.
So, a scimitar and two spheres, one of a deep red and one of an incandescent blue, along with treasure that you can wade in, gold and things. You get the idea that this thing has been collecting trinkets for a very long time. The gold herein is more than you can carry out as it currently sits.
Okay. She's going to
Challenge
take this,
accepted.
She's going to take this sphere over to Satil.
Mm-hmm.
And then sit next to him while he's casting Identify ritually so that she can learn, because she's very interested in this whole spell casting nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And then patiently wait for the 10 minutes that it takes him to figure out what the hell this is.
I bring mine to Mello.
Okay. Let's start with the red one.
Okay.
There are stories and myths and legend of protean gods long before the ones that we know of. One of them was a god who invested himself with knowledge, spreading it out so that it could be held by everyone. Tale of his name was Ayun. This is an aspect of Ayun, a stone that bestows upon an individual greater agility than those normally found. This is the Ayun stone of agility. Don't get so excited. What is your dexterity score?
20?
You cannot use this
Of
stone.
course I can't!
Oh no, I dropped my die. Oh no.
Hey, Ezra,
Bye.
how dexterous are you?
17.
So not quite as dexterous at me, but pretty dexterous?
Round, yeah.
Okay.
Ezra
Here,
could use it.
catch! And then she's just going to toss the stone to him because it does him no good.
As Satil doesn't let go of the stone because he's the one that's holding it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next item.
Ezra
next
goes over to
item.
Mello. Hey, what's my blue ball?
Phrasing.
Mhm.
Once more, Legend of Ioun. This is another aspect of Ioun. Another of his stones. This one grants upon the user an increased wisdom, insight beyond what they normally would have. What is your wisdom score?
18.
You can use this.
Yes. Got me a pair of balls. Okay.
Maybe.
Finally.
Maybe, I guess.
And the scimitar?
All right. The scimitar. Let's go over that. Hang on just 1 second here. This is an item of legend as well. Not legend, but it has a history and story in and of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right table? It's not the right table. That's why I was like, what? Where'd it go? Hello? There it is. The legend behind this one is the wielder of this weapon was imbued. The weapon itself was imbued with a magic that allowed them to move as fast as the wind. Their strikes came with. Their strikes came as though they were made from lightning or a gust of wind that could not be seen. The bearer was a phantom that moved across the battlefield, stabbing and twirling and moving like a dervish or a sirocco across the battlefield. This is a scimitar of speed.
Oh. Do I?
You gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Magic weapon. In addition, you can make one attack with it as a bonus action on each of your turns.
Oh.
So as you attack, your normal attacks apply, plus one additional attack with that weapon.
Okay.
So I can attack 3 times.
Satya will pause. He'll look at them and goes,
What is it?
This scimitar allows for one to strike faster. I'm honestly tempted to ask for it myself, as it's the weapon I'm most trained with.
Do you really want it?
I don't think the flail would do him any good.
It is a more dexterous weapon.
If you would like it, you may have it.
Okay, so he'll take the scimitar. He will stand up with the redstone in hand, and taking a moment, he'll actually walk over to Zora.
I don't think I can use this.
He will reach down, unlatch the short sword from his belt. And
I know I can't use that.
Both of them in hand, he will offer them to Zora.
We both know I'm shit at swords.
It is not so much the use of the sword that would be most effective in your case. It is the enchantments that it gives its bearer.
It'd be better suited somewhere else, honestly.
I love her so much.
And she's gonna go check on the horses.
The horses are actually okay. The break that was made by the trees allows them to hide perfectly out of view of things. So, The horses are well kept outside behind the break where they can't be seen. And I take it the rest of you settle down for the night.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Well, I think there needs to be a little bit discussion here. Because that red sphere, for somebody who's already mobile across the battlefield and has a really tough time being hit while in combat as long as he's got his blade song active, that sphere would be much better on somebody like Ezra.
Oh, he wasn't looking to keep it. That's why he offered the sphere and the sword to Zora.
It would actually raise me up to be a little bit tougher as well.
Hey, Ezra. So would the other one. You're a monk. You're not wearing armor. Your wisdom and your dexterity. As a monk, your wisdom and your dexterity count towards your armor class. So either one of them would give you a benefit.
Yes, but wouldn't the dexterity also just make it easier for him to hit?
I will let you all discuss that offline. As to who gets what. As we watch the party comfortable and knowing that they're safe inside this cave, there are no other exits out of this area. So you don't have to worry about anything else crawling in on you in the middle of the Satiel.
Mm-hmm. He's going to use his dome just in case.
That's fine. As you are resting, a voice that starts off very familiar to you. Hello. I know that it's been some time.
Hello.
I see you've acquired something new.
Yes, I'm trying to distribute the rest to the rest of the party.
That blade's not meant for
Which one?
that blade that you hold in your hand is a child's plaything compared to me.
You're a sword? That would explain a lot, actually.
You understand nothing. Play with your child's toy for now. I will not be replaced. I will see you in the coming days. And the voice goes quiet.
Is anyone awake right now while this is happening?
How late into the night is this?
Yeah.
Probably like it's probably later in the evening, like everyone's already supped and everything.
Okay.
So
yeah,
several of them are probably sleeping.
Satiel, like, here, he just literally just goes, he just chucks the scimitar across the room.
Yeah, you're all awake as you hear a clatter of a scimitar go across the room.
And he's just staring at it.
Whoa. We don't throw weapons in this house.
It's a sword. It's not meant to be safe. She could get hurt.
Mel just sort of butt scoots over to it, grabs it, and takes it over to him.
He brings it back to Satiel.
Like a puppy. He just brings it back. Here you go.
He'll bring it to Satiel, but won't give it to him. Like,
no, if he's bringing the sword back, Satiel will actually block Mello from the dome.
Did he throw it outside of the dome? I thought he hit a wall.
No, he chucked it outside. The dome is only a 10-foot radius.
Oh.
What's wrong with it?
You can't, though.
Shh.
Hey.
I know. Yeah,
so it hits the edge of the dome and then just clatters there. Good
No,
to know.
I mean,
no.
Yeah,
I was in it before.
And it bounces
Yeah, you
back
can't
and
block
pierces into
Mello.
somebody.
I know.
That's still funny though.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually like scoots away from Mello to like the edge of the dome.
Yeah, he looks terrified of it.
Zora will hold out her hand. Just hand it to her.
Everything okay?
I'll hand it over.
Really?
Have
She'll
fun, Zara.
She just moves outside of the dome with it, and I'm gonna go check on the horses again since we're awake.
I love that's your go-to is check on the horses.
Like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
He's throwing weapons. What? What? No. Leave.
She leaves Axel in there, probably perched somewhere listening.
Well, as the party tries to figure out what is going on with now skittish Setiel, we are actually going to draw close to this evening. However, before we go, yes, Buddick.
I was gonna say in the morning I'm probably gonna out and leave. So
With the party distracted by the antics going on, you find it in the wee hours before everyone awakes to follow the voice that guides you. And although it was fun traveling, I'm sure, your place is elsewhere.
Oh, Zastari's gonna watch him leave and not say a word.
I'm not too sneaky. Wait.
Well, no. Do you remember? I don't. I sleep for 4 hours, and then I am up for 4.
Oh wait, disadvantage. 1.
Wakes everyone
Clanking out of the camp before like tripping over everyone in the camp.
It wasn't a natural, but
Yeah.
He got there.
Boddick is starting to take his leave. You all watch in the morning as the sun comes up. Anybody like to say anything as the strange paladin with the funny accent leaves?
So you're just going to leave without saying goodbye?
I have gold elsewhere.
You're leaving?
I have people who I need to take care of. I was with you guys because there was a force that told me to be here. I followed it, and I know that everyone here is in capable hands. I will, I don't know where you're going to be next, but I will try and send a letter. Maybe. Who knows? But, I know that we are connected, but I think it's time for me to go.
Travel safe.
Shall do.
Tom's like fin ears just like immediately droop.
Is Satil awake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You and I are connected. You will be able to find me, and I'm more than likely going to be able to find you if the time needs be. Come and call on me if that time ever happens.
I will.
Good. I will hold you to that. I turn around and I start walking off.
And as the first rays of the day creep over the break where the trees and start to shine into the edge of the cave, that is where we're this evening. Before we go, I would like everybody that is a player on this evening to go ahead and level up your character, please. So when we start next time, we'll be what?
Level 7!
That's right, level 7. JT, if you'd like to as well. Because
Excellent.
who knows? Maybe Boddick will come back around in the future.
Excellent.
Excellent. So much. I know we're cutting it a little bit short tonight, but I'm trying to save myself because I've got a lot more to do this week. So a huge thanks to, as always, to Maddie for being our host for this evening. Thank you so much. A huge thanks to V for getting all of our posts out in our Twitter. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of the players. That includes Eric, Sarah, Steve, and to Molly, as well as JT for joining us. By the way, we didn't take a break tonight, but we have a splash screen, and we also have, like, down below, you'll see our schedule. That is all thanks to the very talented Sarah who made all this for us. So thank you to her for getting all to put together.
No problem.
I've been Excellent. I have been your DM. My name is Heath. You can find me in Huntsville working games on Saturdays on Thursdays and Fridays at Lucky Dice Cafe, as well as on Sundays running and playing in Adventurers League. So come by and watch me play as a slow draw turtle druid. You can feel free to do so, or you can watch me play as a kind of a rough-necked paladin, but I'm usually there on Sundays playing one of those two characters. Love to have you stop by, grab a bite to eat, and hang out with us. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love you guys to pieces, and I don't think we have anybody off this week. I think we have Esper Genesis tomorrow, and we have Monster of the Week on Wednesday, run by V there. We have, is this the first week? Is this the week?
The very first episode of
Tell
Descent
us.
into Avernus.
Yes, run by our very own Maddie. So tune in. Again, our times are always from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. Feel free to tune in. We run 4 days a week, and we would love to have you. Thank you for your support and watching us, and have a great night. Until next week, take care of yourselves.